There comes a time in life when solitude feels less like loneliness and more like freedom. As an older person, you may start to recognize signs that living alone could bring you more joy, peace, and contentment than the hustle and bustle of a shared home. Maybe you've been questioning whether it's time to embark on this path. From the countless conversations and experiences people have shared online, it's clear that many older adults are finding themselves drawn to the idea of living alone. If you've been considering it, these signs might help you decide if it's truly time to embrace the beauty of solo living. Number 1. You value peace and quiet more than ever. One of the most common reasons I've seen for people choosing to live alone is that they crave peace. As we age, the noise and constant movement of others can feel overwhelming. You may have raised children, been part of a busy household, and now find yourself yearning for tranquility. Margaret, a woman in her early 60s, shared her story on a forum. "I love my grandchildren, but the constant noise and energy in the house were draining me. When they left, I was relieved to have my space back. That's when I knew I needed to live alone, permanently." If you find yourself deeply appreciating moments of stillness and feeling a sense of relief when the house is empty, this might be your sign. Living alone can allow you to cultivate a peaceful environment filled with calm that nurtures your spirit. 2. You enjoy your own company. As you grow older, you may find that your own company is more than enough. Perhaps you've developed hobbies, a love for reading, or simply enjoy reflecting on your day in peace. This is a powerful sign that living alone could suit you perfectly. On a forum, a 70-year-old man wrote about his newfound love for gardening. "When I'm out in my garden, it's just me and the earth. I don't need anyone to talk to. I find peace in the quiet rhythm of my day. It was during one of those peaceful mornings I realized I don't need a roommate or a family around constantly to feel fulfilled." Learning to appreciate your own company can be deeply empowering, and living alone gives you the space to honor that solitude in whatever way you choose. 3. You have strong boundaries and prioritize your well-being. Many older people find that they have stronger boundaries now than they did when they were younger. They know what they need to thrive and are less likely to compromise those needs. If you've found that you're no longer willing to sacrifice your comfort or well-being for the sake of others, it might be time to consider living alone. Take Liz's story, for example, which I came across in an online video comment. She talked about how sharing her space with her adult daughter and grandchildren began to feel like an infringement on her emotional and mental well-being. "I love them dearly, but they were constantly crossing boundaries, leaving the house messy, making noise late at night, and I was starting to lose my sense of peace. I realized that it was time to prioritize my own needs." Living alone allows you to create a sanctuary where your boundaries are respected and your well-being takes center stage. 4. You're ready for more control over your space and time. As we age, the desire for control over our environment and schedule often becomes more pronounced. Maybe you've been sharing a home with family or a roommate, and while you love them, you're ready to fully dictate the flow of your day. Living alone gives you the ultimate say in how your space looks and how you spend your time. A commenter on a forum shared, "I was 65 when I realized I was tired of compromising on everything. What time we had dinner, how clean the house should be, what shows we watched. I love my family, but I wanted to live on my own terms. Living alone gave me that freedom." When you live alone, you get to decide everything, from the smallest details like when you wake up or what music to play, to bigger choices like how to decorate your space or when to have guests over. It's a freedom many older adults deeply value. 5. You've outgrown the need to care for others full-time. As a caregiver, whether for children, a spouse, or even aging parents, you may have spent decades putting others first. But at some point, you may feel that it's time to focus on yourself. If you've reached a stage where you no longer want to be responsible for the daily care of others and you crave time for yourself, it could be time to live alone. On a Reddit thread discussing this topic, one woman shared, "After my husband passed, I realized I didn't want to take on the role of caretaker for anyone else. I love my family, but I was ready to focus on my own needs and desires. It's liberating to finally put myself first." Living alone can provide you with the time and space to rediscover yourself after years of caring for others. You can focus on your hobbies, health, and well-being without feeling the constant pull of responsibility toward others. 6. You want to age on your own terms. Aging alone doesn't mean you'll be isolated. It means you'll have the freedom to make choices that suit your lifestyle and preferences. Many older people find that they want to age on their own terms, in their own space, without the constant presence of others. One man left a poignant comment on forum. "I want to decide when and how I ask for help. I don't want my children or anyone hovering over me all the time. I'm capable of making decisions for myself, and living alone allows me to maintain that independence." If you value your autonomy and want to make decisions about your own life without outside interference, living alone can give you that control. It allows you to set up your home in a way that meets your needs and ensures that when you do need support, you can choose when and how to get it. 7. You're ready for a fresh start. Living alone as an older person can represent a fresh chapter, a chance to reinvent yourself, free from the expectations or routines you may have followed for years. If you're feeling like it's time to start anew, living alone can provide you with the space and freedom to do just that. One man, aged 67, shared his thoughts in an online forum. "I'd been living in the same house for over 30 years. After my wife passed, I realized that staying in the same place with the same routines wasn't what I wanted. I downsized to a small apartment, started taking art classes, and living alone gave me the fresh start I needed." It's never too late to begin a new chapter, and living alone can be the perfect opportunity to explore your interests, try new things, and create the life you truly want. 8. You're craving minimalism and simplicity. As we get older, the desire to simplify our lives often becomes stronger. You may find yourself overwhelmed by the clutter or busyness of your current living situation. If you feel that downsizing and living more simply could bring you peace, this might be a clear sign that living alone is the right choice. There's a powerful story I read about a woman who decided to embrace minimalism in her 70s. "I realized that I was holding on to so many things that no longer served me. Old furniture, memorabilia, even relationships that drained me. Once I moved into my own space, I embraced a simpler way of life. Fewer possessions, fewer obligations, and more time to focus on what truly matters." If the idea of letting go of excess and creating a simpler, more manageable life appeals to you, living alone can give you the opportunity to declutter not just your space, but your mind as well. 9. You want to make your own decisions without compromise. As an older adult, you may have spent much of your life compromising with others, whether it was with a partner, children, or roommates. If you find that you're no longer willing to negotiate every decision and long for a life where you can choose what's best for yourself, this is a strong sign that living alone might be the right choice. One woman shared a story about how she finally found the freedom to live life on her own terms after decades of compromise. I always had to consider other people's preferences, from what we ate for dinner to where we went on vacation. Now, I live alone, and I get to choose everything, from the color of my walls to the music I listen to. It's liberating to make decisions based solely on my own desires. Living alone allows you to reclaim the power to make decisions that truly align with your personal preferences, without the need to compromise with others. This autonomy can be incredibly fulfilling. 10. You're ready for emotional independence. Emotional independence is a powerful sign that living alone may be the right step for you. As you age, you might find that you no longer need the emotional crutch of constant companionship. Instead, you've developed the resilience and self-awareness to navigate your emotions on your own, without relying on others for validation or support. A commenter in a forum once shared, "For years, I always felt like I needed someone around me, whether it was my children or a partner, to feel emotionally stable. But over time, I learned to find that strength within myself. Living alone now is a joy because I trust in my own emotional resilience. I can process my feelings, find peace, and I no longer need someone else's presence to feel okay." If you're finding that your emotional well-being is no longer dependent on others, and you feel confident in managing your emotions independently, living alone can offer you the space to continue growing emotionally and thriving on your own terms. 11. You want to focus on your personal growth and self-discovery. For many older people, living alone can create the perfect environment for personal growth and self-discovery. After spending years in roles like a parent, spouse, or caregiver, you might feel ready to explore who you are outside of those identities. Living alone allows you to focus on yourself without distractions, giving you the time and mental space to pursue new interests, rediscover old passions, or simply reflect on the next chapter of your life. A woman in her late 60s shared this on a forum. "I spent so much of my life focused on others that I forgot what made me happy. Once I started living alone, I picked up painting again, and it felt like I was reconnecting with a part of myself that had been buried for years. Living alone gave me the freedom to explore that side of me without worrying about anyone else's needs." Living alone provides you the opportunity to dive into self-discovery and personal growth in ways that may not have been possible when you were balancing multiple roles. It's a time to nurture yourself and create a life that feels authentic to you. 12. You're ready to create your own routine and embrace flexibility. As you get older, your routine and schedule may become more important to you. Living with others often requires flexibility to accommodate their schedules, but when you live alone, you get to create your own routine that aligns with your personal energy levels and preferences. Whether you want to wake up early for a morning walk or stay up late indulging in a good book, you're free to shape your days however you see fit. I saw a post from a man in his early 70s who found great joy in creating his own routine after moving into his own place. He mentioned, "I used to feel pressured to keep up with my family's schedule. Meals at certain times, socializing when I didn't feel like it. Now that I live alone, I eat when I want, exercise when it feels good, and sleep when I'm tired. It's refreshing to have a routine that's entirely my own." If you find joy in setting your own pace and adapting your day to how you feel, living alone offers you the flexibility to design a life that works perfectly for you, with no need to adhere to anyone else's schedule. Living alone as an older person isn't about isolating yourself. It's about reclaiming your space, your peace, and your independence. If you resonate with any of the signs above, it may be time to embrace this new chapter in your life. I've seen so many people in online communities talking about the joy and contentment they've found by living alone. It can be a journey of self-discovery, where you finally get to focus on yourself in a way that might not have been possible before. So, if you find yourself yearning for quiet, relishing your own company, or feeling the need for more control and autonomy, consider the possibility that living alone could be exactly what you need at this stage in life. Trust yourself and know that it's okay to prioritize your own happiness and peace. Feel free to share your own thoughts and experiences in the comments below. If you found the video helpful, be sure to give it a thumbs up and subscribe to help us reach more wonderful people like you. Thank you for watching.